Hello everyone, have a pleasant day. This is Dr. Srimati from Dr. Ambedkar Global Law Institute, Tirupati. Today our class is audit program. You know that in case of audit planning, after the auditor gets an engagement letter, he has to prepare certain things in order to conduct an audit in an organization. Okay, so it is desirable that in respect of each audit, that is every audit, but in case most particularly for a bigger organization, the audits and audit program should be drawn up. So here what is about an audit program is, it's a list of examination and the verification steps to be applied for audit. Okay, so this is about an audit program. Let us see the definition of audit program. So an audit program consists of a series of verification procedures to be applied to the financial statement and accounts of a given company for the purpose of obtaining sufficient evidence to enable the auditor to express an informed opinion on such statement. So in this you can clearly get an idea related to what is an audit program is. So here it is about a detailed plan of applying the audit procedures in the particular situation with certain instructions by applying appropriate techniques to be adopted for the audit objectives. Okay, so here we can have that evolving one audit program, that is not practicable for all business. Okay, so why it is so? Every business have different size, nature, and then different composition, okay, of work. So here the work which is suitable to one business may not be suitable for others. So here the efficiency and operation of internal control and the exact nature of service to be rendered by the auditor are the other factors that vary from assignment to assignment, that is one audit program to another audit program. And here the next one is the assistant engaged, that is the person who is engaged in the audit. He should be encouraged to keep an open mind, that is he should be instructed to note and report the significant matters which come to his notice, and he has to consult with his seniors or to the partners in case of partnership firm, or to the proprietor of the firm, or who has been engaged for doing an audit. So this is about very much important. And then the periodic review of audit program is compulsory, because when the auditor continues with the same audit program, that is with the requisite knowledge and evidence about the transactions. So suppose if he maintains the same audit program, he may lose certain things. Suppose if he is not reviewing the audit program, then any change in the business policy of a client may not be adequately known, and consequently the audit work may be carried on the basis of obsolete program. For his, it will show as a negligence. So here the whole audit program, the whole audit may be held has negligently conducted, and then the auditor has to face the legal consequences. Okay, so here it's about we can say that if example, if an audit program for an audit of a branch of financing house drawn up a number of years ago, okay, so here fails to take into consideration that the previous policy of financing of a vehicle has been changed of financing of a real estate acquisition, then the whole audit which has been conducted there and would be entirely misdirected, and then it may even result in nothing more than a a phrase. Okay, and then here it's an example, good example is Pacific Acceptance Corporation Limited versus Faizrath and others. Okay, And the next one is constructing an audit program. How to construct an audit program? For the purpose of program construction, the following points should be kept in the mind. That is, first thing is the stay within the scope and limitation of the assignment. The auditor should be very much careful. Okay, he has to stay with the scope and the limitation of the assignment, and then determining the evidence reasonably available and identify the best evidence for deriving the necessary satisfaction, that is necessary opinion, and then apply only those steps and procedures which are useful in accomplishing the verification purpose in a specific situation. He has to apply only those steps, and then consider all possibilities errors. So he has to consider, and then he has to coordinate the procedures to be applied to related items. The next one is the audit program should be designed to provide an audit evidence. Why means the evidence is the very basis for formulation of opinion, and an audit program is designed to provide for that by prescribing procedures and techniques. So here audit evidence may be defined as the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions on which the auditor's opinions is based. So here the audit evidence includes both information contained in the accounting records underlying the financial statements and other information. Say for example, the sales are evidenced by number of items. Okay, it can be evidenced by number of things, that is invoices raised by the client, and then the price list or the forwarding notes to the client, and then inventory issue records, and then sales managers advice to the inventory session, and then the acknowledgement of the receipt of goods by the customers, and then collection of money against the sales by the client. So all those things are taken as an evidence for the verifying the sales. Okay, so here this evidences may be in different format. Okay, so here it may be a documentary examination or physical examination, the statements and explanation of management, officials and employees, and then the statements and explanations of third parties, then arithmetical calculations by the auditor, statement of internal control, and then internal checks and interrelationship of various accounting data and subsidiary as memorandum records, minutes, subsequent action by the client and by the other. So there are number of ways in which the auditor can collect an evidence. Okay, he can pick the best evidence to verify the field, and then this is usually done, okay, by the auditor. Say for example, the documentary evidence. For documentary evidence, what he can select in case of verifying the investment, the documentary evidence is the banker's certificate, okay, when it has been done in a bank. And then the physical examination, a very good example is counting the cash which is in the drawer, cash in hand. Okay, so likewise he has to select and pick the particular evidence which is suitable for it. And then the developing an audit program. So how he can develop the audit program? First one is he has to return audit program. What is the return audit program? He has to set forth the procedures that are needed for implementing the audit plan. So what are the procedures are needed for implementing his plan? And the next one is audit objectives and instructions to the assistants. So what is the audit objective? And then he has to specifically give the area, and then each area, and he has to give the sufficient detail to serve as a set of instruction to the assistants, okay, who are involved in the audit program. And then he has to control and proper execution of work also, and then reliance on internal controls. So here in preparing the audit program, the auditor, that is having an understanding of accounting system and related internal control which is prevail in an organization must be taken into consideration. So with that only the determining the nature, timing and extent which has been required for the audit procedure, that is to be taken into account for preparation of audit program. And then timing of performance of audit procedures. So here the auditor normally has the flexibility in deciding when to perform the audit procedures. So here he may have the flexibility, okay. So here he may have no discretion as to timing. Say for example, when observing the taking of inventories by client personnel or verifying the securities and cash balances at the year end. So here the timing performance is very much important. And then audit planning. So audit planning ideally commences at the conclusion of the previous audit, okay, and along with the related program. So it should be reconsidered for modification as audit process. And then here that consideration has to be based on auditor's review of internal control. And here the internal control has to be primarily evaluation and the result of his compliance and which is related into the subsequent procedures. And the next one is the advantages and disadvantages of audit program. So what is the advantages of audit program? So here it provides the assistant carrying out the audit with the total and clear set of instruction of work which is work generally to be done. So it gives clear cut idea to the audit assistant what the work is to be done. And then it is essential, and particularly in case of major audit, and here the total perspectives of work to be performed. And then the selection of assistants for the job, and then the basis of capability becomes easier when the work is rationally planned and then defined and segregated, okay. And then without a written and predetermined program, work is necessarily to be carried out on the basis of some mental plan. So in such a situation, there is always a danger of ignoring or overlooking certain books and records. So this will significantly less when it can be proceed systematically. So the assistants, by putting their signature on a program, they are accepting the responsibility for the work carried out by them. So individually, suppose if it necessary, the work done by an assistant may be traced back to the or traced back by the auditor, okay. Then the principal can control the process of various audit in hand by examination of audit program. And this audit program serves as a guide for auditors to be carried out in a succeeding years. And then when it is about properly drawn up audit program serves as an evidence in the event of any charge of negligence being brought against the auditor. So it serves as an evidence. And what are the disadvantages? There is about most of this can be removed by certain steps. So here the work may become a mechanical, and a particular part of program may be carried out without any understanding and object of such part in the whole audit scheme, okay. So that can be possible, okay. And then here the program often tends to become rigid and inflexible following set of grooves, okay. So here it may become rigid, may not be flexible, since the old program which has been followed last year may not still be carried on. So here changes in staff or internal control may render a precaution necessary at points and different from those of originally decided plan. So it requires some flexibility. If it is not flexible, then it is about the biggest disadvantages to the audit program. And then inefficient assistant always there may take the shelter behind the program, that is defend deficiency in their work on the ground that no instructions in the matter is contained therein, okay, like that when it is about a fixed program. Then an auditor had a hard and fast audit program may kill the initiative and the efficient and the enterprising assistance, okay. So that is always possible. So there is no scope for having their own idea to implement in the audit program. So here all these disadvantages may be eliminated by an imaginative supervision of work which has been carried out by the assistant. Okay, so here the auditor must have a receptive attitude as regards the assistant. So here the assistant should be encouraged to observe matters objectively and bring significant matters to the notice of the supervisors or to the principal. So in today's class we have seen the audit program, then how the audit program can be taken into and what are the advantages and disadvantages over. I think I have done. Until the next, it's bye from Srimati. Thank you.